So we had a busy day in the space industry, not so much for SpaceX, but definitely for Blue Origin as they celebrated their return to flight after over 15 months. Today we watched the mission of NS-24. This is their 24th flight and everything went according to plan. Now, today's launch was supposed to be yesterday. It was scrubbed, but it's a good thing they waited because everything worked out.
6, 5, 4. Command engine start. 2, 1, 0. Ignition.
We have ignition of our BE-3 engine
Oh, wow.
and liftoff. Mission control confirms that New Shepard has cleared the tower and is headed to space. You can see on the lower left side of your screen that we're gaining speed. As New Shepard gains altitude, the atmosphere gets thinner.
Wow.
The graph on the left shows vehicle ascent. Now, we actually started at about 3,700 feet MSL.
Now, part of the reason that they've waited so long before launching again is they had a 6-month investigation after a flight anomaly in September of 2022. So they had to investigate and do whatever else in the meantime before they could launch again. But I know most of you are SpaceX fans, but we should still celebrate a successful rocket launch. Many of you also do celebrate it, but there is a lot of negative commentary about Blue Origin.
This is a critical step in slowing the vehicle down, increasing the surface area, just like a badminton shuttlecock or something that's helping you to come down through the upper atmosphere. We're going to see that the
Shuttle what?
decrease with those air brakes out.
In fact,
But they're doing their best, and congratulations to them for having a successful launch. They're 24th overall. Now, they had 33 payloads, including 38,000 postcards from students from around the world. So congrats to them for getting back at it. And SpaceX is still marching toward 100 launches to round out 2023. It looks like they may fall short about one or two, but we still have a few days left to figure out what happens with SpaceX. We know that they are posting about all Flight 3 components being rolled out for testing down at Starbase. So they are very quickly getting ready for the next flight, and they are making things happen. If they'll get it done before the end of the year, that's probably not going to happen. I'm thinking sometime in Q1, but it is exciting, and it's also festive to see how SpaceX has decorated things down at Starbase. So here's some wonderful pictures of that. We also do have some Starlink news. I recently ordered a next generation Starlink. So this is a very flat version of the original Dishy McFlatface, and I am excited to test this out. But originally, Starlink was sending emails to users saying that you've been invited to test this out. Now, however, we learned that anyone can order this right now. So if you want a much flatter, sleeker design, you can order one right now. And if you don't want to order one and listen to my review, wait on that, because that will be coming very shortly. And keep in mind, this is the 3rd generation Starlink. I was able to order the RV or roaming version. So I would have paid a little bit less if I ordered a version that was geofenced or locked into my service address. But I want to use this for when I'm live streaming in places like South Texas, where it's very hard to get good service. So I'm really, really hoping that it works out because I want to show you guys as much as I can. And we all know how frustrating it can be when we don't have service. In fact, probably about 2 minutes before the second Starship launch, which was a month ago now, I lost connection, like 2 minutes before the launch. It's like I'm, scrambling, troubleshooting on my service when I should be enjoying the launch and streaming that for you guys. So let's hope that it works out. But this 3rd generation Starlink dish is available for US subscribers through its Roam and Business tiers. I'm going to be using it for Roam, and I'm really excited to see how it works out. This is their new standard as well. Costs $599. That's the same price as the 2nd generation standard dish. However, according to PC Mag, and I didn't know this, the catch is that interested consumers will need to buy the new dish through the Roam tier, which luckily I'm using that, which lets you use the satellite internet system in more than one location, but this is a much higher cost at $150 per month, making it more expensive than the residential tier, which is $90. So a little bit more expensive. Actually, it can be $90 or $120 per month, depending on the location, but they are going to give me the first 2 months free, so I should have a very good idea of if it makes a benefit in my life or not. Now, the 3rd generation Starlink dish also comes bundled with the Gen 3 router, which supports Wi-Fi 6 and comes in with 2 built-in Ethernet ports. The new dish is also slightly larger and drops the self-rotating motors, so it's been designed to lay flat over a kickstand. So definitely some interesting changes there, and I'm excited to see how it works out. I will be sharing that information with you guys. So not too much in the world of SpaceX today. I know that we want to see the 3rd test flight of Starship. However, they're back to resuming launches of Falcon 9. We had some Falcon Heavy and Falcon 9 scrubs back to back last week. So it's nice to see that more Starlink satellites are launching once again, business as usual on Falcon 9s. And hopefully they can meet 100 launches by the end of the year. But keep in mind, they had a total of 61 launches last year, and that was a new record for them. So the fact that they're even close to 100 this year is just incredible. SpaceX is incredible. And I will say, I also figured out that this is actually a flying model rocket replica. So I am apparently able to launch this, which I'm trying to summon Joe Tagmeyer to help me do so. But if that's a video that you guys would be interested in watching, let me know. I did launch a Falcon 9 model rocket. It was extremely windy that day, so probably not a good idea to try and launch that day. But we had Ann Chinnery, who's a former SpaceX engineer, with us. We wanted to get it done. But anyway, if you guys want to see that video, let me know and I'll try to make it happen. I also wanted to point in mind that I'm wearing my James Webb Space Telescope earrings today on the Blue Origin launch. So they might be a good luck charm. So maybe I'll wear them during launches from now on. I am hoping that I can get a media credential for the next Blue Origin launch. It's not too far from me in West Texas, and I would love to report for you guys from on the ground. So if anyone knows if that's a possibility, let me know, but I will try to reach out to Blue Origin and see what I can figure out. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this daily update, and I'll see you for tomorrow. And hey, if you're a fan of Starship, this might make a great last-minute Christmas gift. This is a 3D printed venting Starship model for your desk, for your office, for your child, whatever you want it to be. In fact, this is a great gift for a child because you have to assemble this. And so it's really fun to assemble it, watch it vent for the first time. It's actually a humidifier and it looks pretty realistic to me. So if you guys are interested in ordering one of these, I have the link in the comments. It helps support my channel as well, full disclosure. But I have really enjoyed having this model on my desk. I get a lot of stuff sent to me, and this one is so interactive that it really does stand out. So there's an idea for a Christmas or a holiday gift. I hope that you guys are doing well and enjoy these daily updates, and I'll see you tomorrow.